how much of this is a structural problem? Because the structural problem on the American side is all of this tariff stuff is actually not the purview of the president. He's really stretching all. He's already had the Supreme Court knock down a couple of tariffs. He's calling all these national emergencies and national defense. None of it is. This is all just whims of the president. But Congress is the mechanism to reel that in. And of course, the Congress is all about giving President Trump what he wants, the GOP majority, and that'll be on the ballot in 80 some days, and they're probably going to lose Congress over it. So that's a structural problem underneath what President Trump's doing. How much unity does Canada actually have? Now, I know Carney's saying they have unity. I know Poilievre came out and said, I support the prime minister for the moment on one. They finally got them two to agree on something, so minor miracles. But then you got the Doug Ford stuff. But the individuality of the provinces is always going to be a structural issue in Canadian politics. How unified are they going to be if this doesn't have a swift resolution and this really does start getting painful? Because we have that structural problem on the U.S. side that's causing the problem. There's a structural problem on the Canadian side that might make this worse trying to get a solution, doesn't it?
Yeah. So there's multiple layers of what may be good domestically for political purposes, may be bad for the country at a national or economic level. So it is politically advantageous for Doug Ford to tell the president to kiss his ass, which he did yesterday. It is politically advantageous for Wab Kinew to talk about the Epstein files and yada, 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 because their polling numbers go up provincially. Does it help in terms of a unified Team Canada approach to trade negotiations? No, probably not. I mean, you have the president talking about renaming Lake Ontario today. So it kind of feels a little bit like grade 9, where it's like, oh yeah, look, you're not coming to my birthday. And it's advantageous for the premiers to behave this way, regardless of what is in the best interest of the country. Unity wise, I would say everybody would be in the Doug Ford camp, with the exception of Danielle Smith in Alberta, because that's where the oil comes from. So she was obviously upset that it wasn't a deal, but then pushed back at the idea of retaliating, which I think was the right course of action.